Seahawks 5-0 on the road. That's impressive. So yeah, Russell Wilson balling his ass off, man. But right now, MVP frontrunner, especially after this stretch of games for the Lamar Jackson, man. Ever since that 3 interception game that he had against Pittsburgh, he has not turned the ball over. And over the last 4 weeks of football, and I'm going off the top of my dome off this one here, but he's beaten Russell Wilson in Seattle. He beat Russell Wilson and the Seahawks team in Seattle. Then he comes around and beats the New England Patriots with Tom Brady at home and fucking dominates them. Then has an all-time performance against the Cincinnati Bengals. And then does the same exact shit against MVP candidate Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans. Literally has dominated. And I think the stat line, he has thrown like 13 touchdowns in that span, or accounted for 13 touchdowns. I think it's like 9 passing. I don't know. I don't have the exact number, but it's a crazy stat line, man. And that alone, this recent stretch of games has definitely put Lamar Jackson as the MVP frontrunner, in my opinion. And it's not just the electrifying plays. It's not just the juke moves. It's not just the top Sports Center top 10 plays that we're seeing on a weekly basis at this point. It's so much deeper than that, man. He has complete command of this, not only that Ravens offense, but that team. He has set the NFL world on fire, man. He has set it ablaze. And he's had those moments. He's had those MVP moments. Russell Wilson had his a couple of weeks ago when he tossed 5 touchdowns and completed like 22 or 25 passes, some crazy stat line that he had. Lamar Jackson just counteracted that against a Houston Texans team. He went head to head with another MVP candidate and completely outdueled him. Wasn't even close. Right now, Lamar Jackson, current MVP. The season ended today. I think you have to crown him MVP, honestly. Shout out to Lamar. Shout out to the Baltimore Ravens. All right, so I want to talk a little bit of NBA basketball with y'all. Not necessarily about any of the games too much, just about a couple of topics. So first of all, the news that broke, Carmelo Anthony signing, finally. So team gave Carmelo a shot, man. Portland Trailblazers, they signed Carmelo Anthony to a non-guaranteed deal. And I think the deal is if he's on the roster by the end of January 5th and the contract becomes guaranteed and he's on the team permanently for the rest of the season at least. But yeah, I got kind of mixed feelings about this one here. I'm happy Melo got another shot. I'm happy that he's on an NBA team. I'm happy that he has a chance to show that he still has some type of game left. Okay. Now, the Blazers are not a good team, at least from what we've seen so far. They have not been playing good basketball for the most part. And I'm not sure exactly why they signed Carmelo, because I'm trying to think. I'm like, all right, what made the Blazers do this? And I'm thinking like, okay, do they got injuries going on? Maybe. I'm not sure about that. All right, so maybe there's some injuries I don't know about. Or are they just looking for more of a scoring punch? Because, like, to me, the Blazers' weakness isn't necessarily scoring. It's just that they don't have any wing defenders. Like, any Blazers fan that's listening right now, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to just bash your team. But who's your best defender? Who is your best perimeter defender right now? Like, you had Al-Farouq Aminu. He's probably their best defender last year. Now he's on Orlando. Is it Kent Bazemore? Is that who you guys are going to rely on to go get a stop in the fourth quarter against a guard? Like you know what I'm saying? Like, who is their best defender? Nurkic is hurt, so they don't have a real rim protector. Hassan Whiteside is trash. Like, like Whiteside is pretty much done at this point, man. That was their big acquisition this offseason. And now like Miami got the better player. Miami just fleeced them, man. That was an excellent trade for Miami. They got Myers Leonard, and Myers Leonard is a better player than Hassan Whiteside. It's not even close. Whiteside is bad. McCollum and Dame Lillard, they're bad defenders. Average at best, but they're bad defenders. Let's keep it real. So signing Melo was going to help with what? Another guy that kind of stops the ball and really can't. I mean, I think Max Kellerman summed it up best this morning. He's not a specialist at anything. He's not a defensive lockdown defender. He's not a 3-point specialist. Now he can hit the three, but he's not no knockdown 3-point shooter. He's not a great catch and shoot player. His game is predicated on iso ball and stopping the ball. I mean, we've seen a couple of vintage Melo moves, like the jab step and pop, and it looked cool for a little while. And it's like, oh, it gave us a little nostalgia, but the man looked bad. And I said in my group chat we got going on, he looked bad this game, but I'm gonna give him a few games before I completely write him off. He's been out of basketball for over a year. Give him a chance to get acclimated back and get used to it, and we'll see what happens. Maybe he does bring some value to that team. We'll see. But if I had to make a prediction, I don't see it, man. The man is 34 years old. His game is predicated on iso ball. He's a mid-range demon, and if the shot's not falling, he's a complete liability on the court. Not a great rebounder, not a great defender. We got to stop pretending like this is 2010 and Melo is still Melo. He's not. He's not the same player. He's nowhere near the same player that he was. Yeah, we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens with that one there. But congratulations to Melo. I'm rooting for him. I want him to do well. I would like for him to be able to go out and have his version of his NBA tour that like Dwayne Wade have had, like Dirk Nowitzki has had, like Vince Carter is having this season, Kobe Bryant had, But yeah, man, I think honestly it might be time to hang it up for Melo. But there's a couple of players I wanted to talk about, and I just wanted to show them some love before I move on from basketball. So I think this season we have seen the emergence of two new superstar caliber players. And I just wanted to touch base on this, man. I just wanted to show them some love. First of all, one of them plays literally an hour away from where I live in Toronto, and that man is Pascal Siakam. So we all kind of knew Siakam had it. Like we seen glimpses of it. All of last season, we seen it in the postseason. Definitely, he stepped the hell up in that postseason, that finals run for the Raptors. This season, he has just taken it to another level, and he looks phenomenal. He looks phenomenal, yo. Pascal Siakam right now, he's currently averaging 26 points. He's grabbing about 8.5 rebounds, 4 assists, plays excellent defense, distributing the ball. He's shooting 36% from 3. He just takes it to teams. He just takes it to players. He doesn't back down from anybody. I fucking love Siakam, man. I really do. With Kawhi Leonard leaving, I think a lot of people kind of written off the Toronto Raptors. Do not count me as one of those people. I remember when I did my NBA season preview, I said that the Raptors were currently the 3rd best team in the Eastern Conference. Right now, they're currently the 4th seed. I think by the end of the season, I think they will be one of the 3 best teams in the Eastern Conference, honestly. And Pascal Siakam is one of those reasons why, man. I think the first game of the season, he dropped, 40? First game of the season, I think he dropped 40 points. Am I mistaken on that one? Actually, I'm looking at it right now. He dropped 30 points. Excuse me. No. Yeah. He did 30 points against Detroit. He had a 44-point game against the Pelicans. But that first game of the season just showed me, I'm like, man, he's ready. He's ready to take the reins. Kawhi Leonard left. I'm the man now. This is my team. He got the big contract. I like Siakam a lot, man. I really do. I was trying to think of a player comparison for him. Cause I'm like, damn, what's a good player comparison for Siakam? I can't think of one. And then I was like, you know what? Name me another player who played the 4 position that can defend basically what I would say about 3 or 4 positions at a time. He can guard 3s, 4s, 5s, sometimes 2s. He can switch on the 2s, sometimes even 1s and handle his own. Rip a rebound, bring it up the court, run the offense through him, can post you up, can shoot a 3-pointer. This dude reminds me of another version of Kevin Garnett. Now, I know people just like, what? What? I know. I heard it. I heard y'all say it. Hear me out, though. You look at Siakam's game. Now, I'm not saying he is KG. You know, KG is one of the greatest players of all time. One of the, make the argument, take a pick as the greatest power forward between him and Tim Duncan. Give me Duncan. But, yeah, man, his game reminds me of KG. Like, I see Kevin Garnett when I watch Pascal Siakam play. The man is phenomenal. And I think this season he had his breakout season. He's going to be an all-star. He has his Toronto team looking really competitive, and they're going to be a tough out against anybody. I like that Toronto team. I like Siakam, and he's only 25, and his game is going to keep growing. I think he's going to get much better. And then the other player that I wanted to talk about as well is fucking Luka Doncic. This man is different. Luka is different, dude. I did not expect this. I did not. I will be the first to admit, I thought he was going to be good. I did not think he was going to be this amazing. Right now, he's a top 10 player in his league. The man is averaging, as we speak right now, a damn near triple-double. 29.5 points, 11 rebounds, over 9 assists, while shooting 48% from the field. Luka Doncic is awesome, man. He has that shit, man. I know y'all heard me say this before. There's certain players that just got that shit about them. Luka has that shit, man. He got swag. He got moxie. He got guts. He got that clutch gene. And you just watch his game, like the dude he's just slow. Like he just moves so slow, but it's so smooth. He does like he has no bunnies whatsoever. He's not athletic at all. He doesn't have a crazy first step. He doesn't have any crazy moves. I don't get how he's doing this right now. It doesn't make any sense, but I like it. I fucks with Luka, man. I like him. I'm past the stage of I remember saying that Ben Simmons was better than Luka because of his two-way ability. I'm past that. He's not. Ben Simmons is not better than Luka no more. I'm sorry. I still love Ben Simmons, man. And Ben Simmons hit a 3 tonight. About fucking time. Shoot the ball more. But yeah, Luka is special. I like this kid. Dallas has a bright future. They have a really bright future with him at the helm. And I hope it continues forward, man. I just wanted to shed some light on those two players, man. I just want to show them the love I think that they properly deserve. I think that's all I wanted to talk about with basketball. So far basketball season, we in the full swing. Like I said before, I really don't read too much into it until like that first 20 games. Right now, like in the Eastern Conference, you got the Celtics balling. Shout out to the Celtics. Miami, they're 10-3. Milwaukee, they're doing what they're doing. Philly has kind of been a disappointment, but I think Philly kind of turns it around. How about Brooklyn? Brooklyn has been very disappointing so far. But we'll see if that continues on. In the Western Conference, shout out to the Lakers. I kind of bashed them at the beginning. After like their roster, I'm still not a believer in that roster. Oh, don't get me wrong on that one. I still think like Danny Green, The top four, Danny Green, Kyle Kuzma, LeBron, and AD are very good. But besides those players, everybody else that roster is trash. Houston 11-3. They started off rough, but James Harden, he's doing James Harden shit.